So, when's Bitcoin Cash going to the moon, guys? When's the value going to go up? When we all going to get rich? It's not really the ethos of Bitcoin Cash, is it? I don't think that that's the reason that people should be focusing on Bitcoin Cash. That's what Bitcoin was originally. That was the reason that Bitcoin was so important to so many people, because they saw its potential to be used as electronic peer-to-peer cash, a replacement for the inflationary system that we're living in now. And so when people talk about the value of Bitcoin Cash not going up, not going to the moon, I don't think that that's where we need to be focusing our energy, really. But unfortunately, that's the environment that a lot of cryptocurrencies are in at the moment. Because even Bitcoin itself, the original Bitcoin core, has now been taken over by speculators and people who want to invest and get a return on their investment. So they pump the hype. They constantly push it and push it. They want to get rich. And that's it. That's all it is. That's all that Bitcoin is now, is a get-rich scheme. Nothing else. So they want to pump the hype for as long as possible, for as long as they can, to get as rich as they can. It doesn't really matter about what it's used for. I imagine that there's quite a few, in fact, I know that there's quite a few names now who invested very early on, and all they do, their life is just pumping the hype day after day, nothing else. And that's not what it was meant for originally, but it is what Bitcoin Cash is now. And so don't worry about the value, the value rising. It doesn't, right now, it doesn't matter. What matters is the utility of the token. All of these other coins that are all about throwing in your investment and wanting to get rich, they're all selling a get rich quick dream. And really, there's no foundation, there's no base underlying all of that. And so ultimately, when it all falls down, and it will, everybody will need somewhere else to go and to put their money. And so then when the get rich mentality goes away, because you're no longer getting rich, people are losing money, or it's not increasing as much as they want to, they're going to look for something else, and then they'll look for something with a utility. And that's when the price of Bitcoin Cash will go up. So you don't need to focus on it. You don't need to worry about it at all. It's the utility that's important right now. So when people are talking about the Bitcoin Cash value, it frustrates me. You see on social media, on Twitter, on Reddit, you see a lot of haters, a lot of people disparaging Bitcoin Cash, and their comments are always, well, the value's gone down since a couple of years ago. It's continuing to just slowly drop down, and this is proof that the market's rejected Bitcoin Cash. But you know what? If Bitcoin Cash was a shitcoin, nobody would care. Nobody would feel the need to make comments. And that's how I know that there's something there, there's substance to it. And people can see what's happening. People can see it happening. And I don't know if you saw the what was, they called it a Binance scandal, where Binance were supposedly, allegedly, for any illegals out there, supposedly suppressing the price of Bitcoin Cash through possible short selling. Because when it came to people wanting to move their Bitcoin Cash out of Binance, there wasn't enough, and Binance stopped people taking their Bitcoin Cash or transferring it out. So again, that's the importance of having a non-custodial wallet and keeping all of your coin there, not on these exchanges. So they were suppressing it. And again, why were they suppressing? I get the short selling element of it, but it seems that there's something more to Bitcoin Cash, that these people who want the pump and dumps, the hype, the get rich quick, the get super rich, the maxes, that they don't like about Bitcoin Cash. And it's because they can see it's a threat. They can see that there's something that has more utility and more substance to it than what they have. And if people realise that and move across, their scheme that they've been living on for the last decade is going to disappear. So I'm sure the value will go up. The value will definitely go up in the future, but it's not something you need to worry about now. What you need to focus on now is the adoption and the use, the transacting. And there's lots of evidence of that going on organically. So it's all right people criticising and saying that the value is very, very low and why is it not increasing? Why is it not going up? But when you look around the world and you see the adoption of small local economies taking Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash and using it in a free market, it's beautiful because the free market ultimately decides. The free market doesn't care about stocks and shares and investments. It doesn't care. The free market will use what it uses. That's why bartering in the past was the medium of exchange. Because people would decide, I'm going to exchange this bag of grain for your meat from your farm, whatever it was. But the market decided. The market decides what it wants to use, and that's what's going on right now around the world, and it's beautiful. In Latin America, people are using it. People are adopting in Venezuela, in Colombia, in Africa also, in Asia. They're adopting it to actually do business, to actually sell goods, to actually receive that payment. It's brilliant to see. And these people don't have any interest in investment right now, in getting rich quick. Why? Because their life has been about not having that sort of opportunity that developed nations have in their system, in their perception of a monetary system. It's not investing and speculating to make money. It doesn't come into the equation. It's all about how can I transact and how can I safely transact without people interfering, without people devaluing what I'm using to transact with, or without people taking it away or freezing a bank account or stealing my cash on the street. So when we give them an alternative and when we give them a way to do that safely and that's secure and that they have control over, that's why they're adopting it. And so to watch organisations such as Pan Money in Colombia and Venezuela, and there's others out there as well, and in Africa, doing this work and showing people how to use Bitcoin Cash, how the utility of it, how easy it is, how that it's free. It's essentially free. You'll occasionally pay 1 cent on the dollar to do a transaction, and that's for any transaction. Millions of dollars, whatever, it will cost you possibly 1 cent if you're unlucky. It's bonkers, and it's so fast, it's immediate. So this is really important work, but it's good to see these small economies already transacting. And that's how I know that there's something there. That's how I know that Bitcoin Cash eventually will win, because these people don't care about Moon Boys on Twitter. They don't care. They're just living their lives and using something that works for them. And that's the essential part. It works. So it's great. It entertains me no end when I see on social media, mainly on Twitter maybe, people really talking down about Bitcoin Cash and saying how terrible it is, how nobody cares, how it's a shit coin, all these things. And then just seeing people just sending chain tips to these people, and or seeing people say, no, well, Bitcoin's the real Bitcoin, and somebody will send them a message and say, okay, send me this 25 cents back then, please. I'll send it to you. You send it back to me in Bitcoin. And they can't. And they know they can't. So those are real world examples. Bitcoin Cash is the other coins are all talk and hype and hot air. Bitcoin Cash does its talking through examples. And that's what's brilliant. Because the way that you win an argument is showing the evidence and showing an example. And that's what's going on at the moment. And that's essentially why I believe Bitcoin Cash will win out at the end of the day, when all of these markets eventually, they're not going to go up forever. Bitcoin is not going to continue to just keep going up forever. It's not. no matter how much further it goes, it could go whatever. I don't care, to be honest. It's not my concern. But when that stops happening, that's when people will look for alternatives, and then that is when they go for the coin that has the best utility and that already has the market. And Bitcoin Cash is growing that market currently. Merchants are taking payments and being onboarded, and it's brilliant. And so when you're out and about, the work that you can do is to show people how they can take Bitcoin Cash when you go to the hairdresser, when you get work done in your home, your gardener, when you go to the local butcher's to buy some food or grocery store. Like, say to them, would you be interested in taking Bitcoin Cash? There are tons of people out there, new customers, who will happily pay you Bitcoin Cash. These are new customers. So you're going to make more money. And so discuss it with everybody that you come into contact with. And show them, give them examples. That's something that no other coin can do so quickly and effectively, is to show them, right, download the Bitcoin wallet, show me your QR. There you go. I've sent you. There you go. The payment's done. And people get shocked by it. How easy it is, how cheap it is. It's just the real world adoption, the real world examples that show that it works. So that's it, really. I'm not bothered. I absolutely have no interest in Bitcoin Cash going to the moon, because the people working on Bitcoin Cash at the moment have their feet firmly planted on the earth. It's a solid foundation, and it's going to set us right for the future. This is going to be the digital peer-to-peer currency. So we'll see. But don't worry about the value. The value will come after. It's about adoption, and it's about usage. It's about people now, mass adoption and mass usage. And that's what it should all be about. The value will go up after. So thanks very much for watching. Really appreciate it. I'll do another one of these soon. Until next time, take care. See you soon. Cheers.